Hi, Tim. I'm Kami Allen. I write for the mamadiaries.com. My family loved the movie. My 8-year-old, he loved Pretty Boy. He has like he loved him so much. He was a lot of fun. I was wondering if you had a favorite scene that you did in this film.
Uh, to be honest, I love all his ridiculous posturing and calling for his masseuse and all that. But even as a voice actor, it's always most satisfying to try and do the truthful bits. So, and when I finally got to see the film, found those bits the most affecting is when Maddie and Pretty Boy kind of connect. And I love Harry's writing, and I love that connection's not too, like, it's not too Disney. It's truthful, and it's not overly dramatic. It's just they're just seeing each other for who they are for the first time, and I really love performing those bits, and I think that really works on the film.
Next up, we have Amanda Taylor with Guide for Moms.
Hi, Tim.
Hi,
Thank
Amanda.
you for talking with us. So I love Pretty Boy. He was the one I most connected with and related to because I'm always looking at myself in the mirror. So I just wondered, what character do you relate to most out of all of them, and why?
I suppose if I'm honest, I feel more like, Nigel or someone, or because in my industry, I'm an actor and a performer, and I don't look like you meant, I'm not a leading man, and that's fine now because I get to do whatever the hell I want. But when I was starting out, I definitely felt like, well, I'm not going to get the roles in the things because I'm not tall, dark, and handsome. I don't have a chiseled jaw, and so I think I feel more like one of those goofy, uglies. But I also have had a bit of the Pretty Boy experience. I have had a career where I've just come off tour in the UK where all day, every day, I've just got, 29 crew and people looking after me, and all their jobs is just to get me on stage every night. And it's really, you have to be incredibly self-aware and mature to not let that experience turn you into a jerk, so I got a bit of all of them in me, Also, I'm incredibly pretty, so I relate
You
to
are.
people.
You are. Thank you.
Next up, we have Meg Harrell from Meg for It. Meg here. There she is.
Hi,
Oh, there she
I'm
is.
Meg
Hi,
from
Meg.
megforit.com. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
So you've done everything. You've done writing, directing, acting. You're a comedian. You're a musician. Was it challenging or refreshing to do voice acting all by yourself?
Well, it's refreshing, and it's also something I've done quite a bit of. And I actually, I was co-directing an animated film for some years when I lived in LA, and so I did a lot of doing the directing of voice actors, which is a whole other thing. So it was quite nice to have people shouting at me instead of me shouting at people. And obviously it was really great because this film was voiced by people all over the world during lockdown. So I voiced Pretty Boy. If I open that cupboard, it's got foam paneling inside the doors because I would use that as my backdrop. And then I had a duvet on the mic stand, and the whole thing was voiced on this equipment that I'm speaking to you through now. So it was kind of not just refreshing, but sort of life-saving to be able to work and be creative whilst being trapped in our houses.
Next, we're going to go with Amy Fulcher from As the Bunny Hops.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Amy.
I inadvertently kind of stumbled into a trend, and so I just want to continue that with you. When I talked to Harry, he told me the proper way to eat Tim Tams.
Oh, right.
Today, Isla told me the proper way to eat a Carmela koala. So I think I just need to go to you now for Australian snack advice. What do you have?
I don't think you should trust Isla about how to eat a caramello koala. I mean, that woman, she's probably got some weird technique. So I just want to
beheading it.
Right. Oh, okay. No, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, look, the classic piece of very important Australian snack advice is that Americans don't understand why Vegemite is so good, but it's because they put it on toast like peanut butter. You need about a tenth of what you would have with peanut butter. It's a tiny scraping. Your butter to Vegemite ratio should be 2-1. So that's my advice: 2-1 butter to Vegemite, and Vegemite's just a scraping. Or just don't eat it. I don't care. No, you should eat it. It's good for you. It's made of yeast.
Next up, we have Megan Cooper from Jamonkey.
Hey, I'm Megan from Jamonkey.
Hey, Megan.
It's so funny because we a lot of us got the same box where we got to try Vegemite and things like that, and I had to prepare it. So that it's just very funny because I prepared it the right way for my daughter to try. So.
Oh, good. Did she eat it?
Yeah, she loved it.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. There you go. Salty
So,
goodness.
but yeah, so with Pretty Boy, especially Pretty Boy in this movie, you know, he's got a lot to learn in life. So I'd love to know, what are some of the messages that you'd like for kids to take away from the film?
I mean, it's such an old message, you know, that beauty is only skin deep, and that you don't judge a book by its cover, and that you have to see people for who they are, and yet it doesn't seem to be a message we're very good at. We're very inclined, humans, to assess people based on a small amount of information, and the way we all communicate these days online and stuff just makes it even harder to see a person. We read a 3-line tweet, or we see a 2-dimensional image of someone, and it is in our nature to make a bunch of assumptions. And this movie just says the only way you ever really know anything about a person is if you spend time with them, or not just empathize with them theoretically, but empathize with them by sharing experiences with them and finding out more about them. And without a doubt, Pretty Boy has a lot to learn, because he has to learn not to judge people by the fact that they're so-called ugly, even though they're obviously all beautiful with their big animated eyes. But also Maddie and the others have to learn that Pretty Boy is the way he is because of what he's gone through. His experiences, despite all his entitlement, made him who he is, and everyone has to learn to see each other at a deeper level.
Okay, and for our final question, we have Tessa Smith from Mama's Geeky.
Hey Tim, Tessa with Mama's Geeky. How are you?
Thanks for taking your den.
I know, it's lovely, isn't it?
Pretty good.
I would love to know what made you want to be involved with Back to the Outback in the first place, because we really enjoyed the movie a lot as a family.
Oh, great. Well, Harry Cripps, who's co-writer and co-director of the film, is a very dear friend of mine. And we, I don't know how much I'm meant to be talking about this, but we spent 4 years working on an animated musical Australian film at another studio, and it didn't work out. So we had broken hearts and a huge amount of love for each other. And when Harry, that's not interesting it's only interesting on a personal level. I mean, the thing that matters is that I'm very, very close to Harry. And to be honest, the thing I do most, or at least I'm most in demand for, is writing songs, right? So because of Matilda, people want me to write songs all the time. And Harry said, would you write a song for my film? And I went, oh, Harry, I've got, I say no to everyone, I got to be concentrating on my own material. But of course, he's Harry, so he didn't let me say no. So I wrote Beautiful Ugly, the credit song, and recorded it. And then they were still looking for a Pretty Boy, and they liked the song so much that they went, why don't you just do the guy as well? So, it was fate, baby.